Good morning. Today we're going to work on part 2 of the Pythagorean theorem. Yesterday you worked with finding C, or the hypotenuse. Today we're going to work on how to find the legs, A or B. Now we know that the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. It's always the longest side. So your answer for C must be longer than either leg. Now, with that said, when you find your answers today, which are going to be for either leg, you know that these are always shorter or less than the length of the hypotenuse. So you can always check your answer that way. If you get an answer for C that's not larger than A or B, you might have done something wrong, and the same thing for the legs. Okay, so today we're going to work on how to find A or B given C. And like I said, yesterday you have A and B and you're finding C. Okay, so you're just going to do one thing a little bit differently. You're going to subtract instead of add when you use the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, I'm going to go over a couple of the examples. They're also in the book if you want to review them again. Okay, so just remember this is on page 303 in your textbook. You have the same examples. So this way, even if you want to have your book out, while we go over this, you can look through the examples in the book as I teach them to you here. Also, we'll have a couple of meetings set up for tomorrow if you have any questions on this before we go any further. So come into the meeting if you have any questions. They are optional. Okay, so today we are going to find the length of a leg. And like I said, you already found the length of the hypotenuse the other day. So first of all, when you're given a right triangle, you'll always be either told it's a right triangle or it's going to have the right angle indicated here. And you always know that the side across from the right angle is the hypotenuse, and you know that's always your C. Remember I told you that A and B are interchangeable. It doesn't matter which leg you call A or B. Sometimes it'll be already put there for you, and sometimes you're going to have to add it yourself. In this example, A is already written on the example. Again, this is on page 303 if you want to follow along in your book. Okay, so I know I'm going to find A given B and C. C is, again, the one across from the right angle. So I'm going to write out the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so make sure you write this in your notebook if you do need to write this each time. Okay, so we're going to write out A. I don't know what that is, so I'll just leave it blank. B, no, that's 2.1 because it's a leg. And C, I know it's the hypotenuse, is 2.9. Okay, now we are going to solve using the Pythagorean theorem. Just erase this so I have more space. Okay, here we go. A, I don't know what it is, so I just write A squared. I'm going to use the formula. I'm filling in the information given. B, C. Okay, you're squaring because you're finding the squares of each side, and then you're going to find the missing lengths. Okay, step 2. Now, I know that A squared plus, and I'm going to do 2.1 times 2.1 is 4.41 equals 2.9 squared, which is 8.41. Again, you can use a calculator. You would just do 2.1 times 2.1, 2.9 times 2.9. Okay, now I have this equation. Some number plus 4.41 equals 8.41. Okay, so what I want to do to find out what value goes here is subtract, just like a regular equation, what you've done in the past. So I'm going to subtract 4.41 from each side. You will always subtract when you're trying to find either A or B, and you will always add when you're trying to find the hypotenuse, which is C. So you know there's just two things you're going to do. If you're finding A or B, you subtract. If you're finding C, you're going to add. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 8.41 minus 4.41 is 4. Okay, now this is not the answer. The answer is not 4. Why? Because it's A squared equals 4. I want to know what A equals. So you simply take the square root of each side. These cancel off, and you get a equals 2. Okay? Now, if you understand and you want to try a couple, you can stop here. If not, I'm going to continue with 2 more examples. It's up to you. So I'm going to let you go now if you understood that. If you want to do a